We're talking baseball, baby. Fantasy baseball, the top prospects, and the Baltimore Orioles. What is good, everybody? Hope everyone is doing well. I am doing this video here. It's about 1:40 in the a.m. on a Sunday morning. I'll probably drop this video later on before the afternoon games hit Sunday, but I wanted to go over some fantasy prospects. If you do fantasy baseball, some stashes you may want to, put them on your bench and hope they get called up probably in the first week of May, first or second, most likely second week of May. Usually you get that one call up, a couple of guys to look out for. Also, I want to talk about the Baltimore Orioles because a lot of the top prospects are on the Baltimore Orioles. It's crazy. Quick note, we got Jackson Holiday, who's a big prospect, probably the Orioles' number one prospect, was called up a couple weeks ago, and he was just sent back down. He didn't do too well in the majors so far, so maybe he's going to go back to the minors. I'll probably call him back up again. He only went 2 for 34, struck out a whopping 18 times out of 34 at bats, only had 1 RBI. So pretty bad start for the major leagues for Jackson Holiday, the Orioles' top prospect. But listen, the Orioles are loaded. They're loaded. Right now, they're tied in first place with the Yankees with 2 games to play. The Yankees got 2 more games played than the Baltimore Orioles, but they're tied for first. I'll go into that more in depth in another video when I go my recap for the week. I didn't do a recap last week, so I'll tell you who's in first, second, the top players so far this season. And but this is going to be strictly about the prospects. So we talk about Jackson Holiday, but let's talk about one of the young guns and of the Baltimore Orioles. And coincidentally, his name is Gunnar Henderson, the shortstop of the Baltimore Orioles, hitting .294, 8 home runs, 20 RBIs, 5 stolen bases. You got him in fantasy. You got a stud, especially at that shortstop position. Always good to get a good dominant middle infielder if you play middle infielders as well. In your leagues, I do in my league. We have middle infielder, corner infielder, shortstop, second base. Gunnar Henderson, if you got him, you got a heck of a fantasy player. Want to note another prospect that may be getting called up soon. Well, let's go back. I'm gonna go back. Let's go to somebody that just been called up. He's played 2 games already. I had him stashed. I'm kind of regretting it right now. He's struggling. Only played 2 games, but they've been kind of restricting him to righty pitchers. So whenever a lefty's starting, he's been sat down for the games he's seen. He's played only 2 games, 5 at bats. He's 0 for 5, struck out 3 times, and that is Heston Kjerstad. Don't know if I'm saying his name right. Kjerstad. He's an outfielder right now. They got him playing. Probably they got him at DH. Not sure how long he'll stay up in the majors. 5 years old, but he was killing it in the minors. He was killing it, and and that's why the Orioles called him up. But right now, it doesn't look too good for him. I'm thinking I might release him and pick up another prospect that I'm really high on that is out there in some leagues, and in other leagues there are people that are as wise and up to par and following, and they may have him stashed. And I'm talking about the Nationals' top prospect, James Wood. James Wood is killing it in the minors right now, and he had a great spring training. Didn't know why he didn't even make the team. Spring training, he had .364 with 4 home runs, 7 RBIs, and 3 stolen bases in spring training. Right now in the minor leagues, he doesn't have the pop right now, only 2 home runs, 7 RBIs, but he's batting .310. He's got an on-base percentage of .420, and he's got 5 stolen bases. Look out for this guy. If you have room in your roster, stash him. James Wood of the Nationals. I feel like he's going to get called up eventually, maybe in the second week of May, I would guess. Another prospect, before I go to the Orioles real quick, another prospect I like to throw out there is Joey Loperfido. He's the Astros prospect. He's a big power hitter, and I believe that the Astros are called. The Astros are struggling right now, and they need some help. Especially with Abreu. Abreu has not done anything since they acquired him a couple of years ago. Um, you know, he's an outfielder, but maybe they could get him to play first base. This guy, let me just read off his stats in the minors as of yesterday. Batting 263, 12 home runs, 12 home runs, 26 RBIs in just 23 games. Think about that. 12 home runs in 23 games in the minors. I know it's the minors, not the majors, but I have a feeling they're going to call this guy soon. So if you got a stash in roster, you got empty, if you got space in your roster, you want to stash a player, this is the guy you want to stash. If you want some, big home run power, he's a big home run hitter. Strikes out strikes out a lot, but that happens mostly with power hitters anyway. So, yeah, if you want a big bopper and you want, somebody in your bench, you got room, pick this guy up, stash him away. Recommend if you are stashing prospects and stashing players to get called up, like a guy like Caminero from Tampa Bay, or even Skeens, the pitcher from the Pirates. I recommend if you stashing these guys, no more than 2 guys on your roster, because that's holding up space, and you're not sure if they're going to call up, especially a guy like Skeens and the Pirates are known to like take their time bringing guys up and stuff. Skeens is killing it in the minors, but they got him on an inning, um, on an innings limit. He's been pitching only like 3 innings a game, so they're really progressing him very slowly. So he may not even get called up. I'm regretting it. I actually drafted Skeens as like my second to last pick in one of my leagues. So I'm thinking, and I don't want to drop him, but I feel like I may have to drop him. So just be careful when you're stashing these guys. No more than 2 guys. Really, you shouldn't no more than 1, because you don't want to take up roster spots. All depends on how your league settings are and stuff like that. But if you got a big bench in your fantasy team and you got room, then yeah, 2 guys. No more than that. If you got a small bench, then 1. But it's a struggle. Guys get hurt. Guys. You got guys that will miss games and stuff like that. So you need room. I don't know how many IL spots you need, but and then guys go in slumps. Baseball hitters is a streaky game, so you want to have a decent bench so you can rotate players in and out. You know what I'm saying? So no more than 2 guys in a big bench, or no more than 1 if you have a small bench. Back to the Orioles. I just want to read some of these numbers on these guys. Colton Cowles is killing it. 328, 6 home runs, 17 RBIs, 3 stolen bases. The catcher, another top guy that he was a big prospect. He's in the league now. Adley Rutschman, 327 hitting, 327, 2 home runs, 15 RBIs. Mal Kessel, another guy, first baseman, 301, 2 home runs, 11 RBIs. Then you have Jordan Westburg, at second. They just called. I don't think he came up last year. I don't think he started the season. I think they called him up early. I don't know if he started the season. I could be wrong on that. But he's hitting 295, 5 home runs, 18 RBIs, and 4 stolen bases. Jordan Westburg. And here's something that I see too in this Baltimore Oriole, and let me put that on the screen. In this Baltimore Oriole freaking farm system, their minor leagues is stacked. Their farm is stacked right now. They got this guy who is also killing it in the minors, and I believe he also plays second base. Connor Norby. That's another guy you want to stash if you got room and he's available. Connor Norby. He's batting 289. He's got a 364 on base percentage. He's got 6 home runs, 19 RBIs, and 2 stolen bases in about 21 games, 22 games in that he's played in the minors so far. So that's another guy you want to stash from the Baltimore Orioles. And then I got Kobe Mayo. Maybe I might be wrong. Maybe Kobe Mayo might be the second baseman, but either way, it's another Baltimore Oriole prospect, Kobe Mayo. He's 22 years old. I know he's going to get called up soon. May is the month that the call-ups happen, if teams are not playing well. But the Orioles are playing well. They're tied for first place. But let me read the stats to you. Kobe Mayo, 22 years old, 360. No, pause. Let's go to his minor league stats. He had 360, not in the minor leagues, his spring training stats where he didn't make the team. He had 360 with 1 home run, 11 RBIs, one stolen base, and had a 448 on base percentage. And he didn't make the team. Now check this out. In the minors now, 317, 7 home runs, 20 RBIs, 3 stolen bases. Hey guys, if you don't believe me, you can just look it up. Go to the baseball reference page and you can get all the minor league stats. You just type in these players' names. Just go to baseball with the hyphen reference.com. You'll get all the stats that you need. If you don't believe me, take my word for it. I'm just here to help you that you don't have to go and type and search because I already did the Google search. I already went through the baseball reference. I already did the searches because I'm on it because I do fantasy baseball. So I'm just trying to help you guys out. Hold on one second. Okay, I thought I got cut off for a minute. Sorry about that. So yeah, those are some of the prospects I want you to look out for. Baltimore Orioles first place. They're 18-10 record. I'll touch up more on that. We talked about another top prospect you may want to look into that may be called up. He's from San Diego, Drew Thorpe, 6'4", 23 years old, 218 pounds. He's like 4-0. They're limiting his innings as well. He's got 4 wins on 24 innings pitched with 21 Ks, 0.75 ERA with a 0.87 WHIP. That's phenomenal. Like I said, it's the minors, so this is another guy you may want to stash if you need some pitching. We talked about Paul Skeens. I didn't give you his stats. I'll read them off to you. Like I said, they've been limiting his innings to about 3 innings a game, and he's got only 17 innings. But check this out. In only 17 innings, 17 innings pitched in the minors right now this year, 34 strikeouts. That's 2 strikeouts per inning. That's phenomenal, right? 0.53 ERA, 0.53 ERA, and a 0.882 WHIP. So there you have it. That's my kind of quick 15-minute fantasy prospect baseball fantasy baseball prospect research for you guys. So if you guys looking for some for some help and you got room in your bench, these are some of the guys you may want to stash on your bench. Hopefully the guys that are playing in my leagues, they're not watching this because they're going to now look to see if they're available and stash them on their bench because I have not stashed some of these guys. I have a couple guys stashed that I'm probably going to release, and that's probably Paul Skeens and probably Caminero from Tampa Bay. Caminero's has not even played that well. He's got banged up a couple times. He's missed some time already in this short baseball season, so I'm thinking of dropping him and maybe picking up. I really like the Big Bopper from the Houston Astros because the Astros are not playing well. I like Joey Loperfido. But that is all I got. Please stay tuned for more videos on baseball. We'll probably recap another week of the season. And then, stay tuned for other videos, boxing. I might do a Seahawks recap of their draft. And, yeah, man, TD Sports Talk, man. We're trying to put in some more work. I've been out of it the last week and a half. So trying to put in more work. All right. So catch you on the next one, guys. Family from another mother. You already know.